Hey guys, Jake Ware here. I want to bring you a short, quick video on the EVGA GTX 1070s. I just picked one up a few weeks ago. I got the super clocked card. I've been loving it, and many of you may be thinking about, making the step, making the jump up to the 1070, or you're building a computer. The 1070 is a stellar card, but EVGA decided to make 10 variants of the card. I don't know whose idea that was, but it creates a lot of confusion about what card does what. And so I did a lot of searching before I got my card. I got the right one for me. It took me too long, so I'm making this video to make your life a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go through every one of these cards so you can kind of know what you're going to get out of it. First card here is the standard 1070 Gaming. It's a blower style card, so it's going to suck air in and shoot it out the back. So this is ideal if you have a small case or if you're putting in a pre-built like Dell computer, for example. It has one single 8-pin power connector. Second card is the 1070 Superclocked Black Edition. You'll see it has ACX 3.0 in the title. If you're wondering what that is, it's the cooler type. So the ACX are these fans here. So it's an open air style cooler type. Black Edition does not come with a back plate. Something to be aware of. Also, the shroud is just painted black. And there's also a few less LEDs than the super clocked card. I personally would avoid the Black Edition cards, but if you don't mind the backplate, go ahead. Feel free to choose that card. Next one is the 1070 Gaming ACX. This is just kind of their standard open air, cooler design card. It's going to have a backplate. It's going to have an 8-pin power connector. And again, just a pretty standard card. 1070 Gaming ACX 3.0 Black Edition. Again, this is just the card as I mentioned above. It's going to have black shroud, 8-pin power connector with no backplate. The 1070 For the Win DT stands for detuned. So the For the Win edition cards have RGB LEDs. So this part of the card you can shuffle between any color you want. And that's really the difference. You'll see here there's an 8-pin power connector going into my card. The For the Win edition cards will have or require 2 of these. So you need to make sure that you have a power supply that has 2 8-pin power connectors. If not, you're going to have problems. So preferably you're going with a modular power supply or a power supply that has the correct cables. Over here's the 1070 Founders, very similar to the NVIDIA's card, blower style. 1 8-pin power connector required here. Again, go with this card if you have a small case or if you're putting it into a pre-built tower. Down here is the card I picked up. This is also the card I would recommend to majority of folks out there. 1070 Superclocked. You're going to have a slightly higher boost clock. Overclockable card. 1 single 8-pin power connector, blower style with backplate. I feel like it has the best of both worlds here. Very solid. Probably the best card for majority of folks out there for a reasonable price. You can pick one up for about $408 or $9, $410 anywhere you go. Over here's the hybrid. It's essentially a water-cooled card, blower style. I personally wouldn't spend that much on it. I don't think you're going to get that much better performance. This requires 2 8-pin power connectors, so there's probably a little more room for overclocking. If you really need to push your card to the upper limits, this might be a place to go. And then here we have the For the Win card. This has also 2 8-pin power connectors that are required to run the card. You're going to have RGB LEDs. You also have the open air design. So this is the card to go if you really want to make your computer matchy-matchy, and you want to push your card as well, overclocking wise. This is a good card to go with. Finally, here we have the 1070 for the Win hybrid. So here you're going to have the fancy colors as well as the water cooled component as well. I mean, you're getting pretty pricey. This is almost getting to the point where I'd consider picking up a 1080 if I was going to spend this kind of money. But then again, that's for you to decide on that. So there you have it. Those are all the good cards, kind of compared. Hopefully you now have a little bit better idea of which 1070 you might want to go with, or at least know the differences. I'll go ahead and drop a link to this page. This, again, is going to have it all laid out nice and pretty for you if you want to go over specifics. And here's a quick picture. I know I showed this earlier, but this is my 1070. I've loved it. It's been an excellent card. Super clock version, again, is what I recommend. Really easy to work with. 1/8-pin power connector. You have white LEDs. You have a back plate. This comes standard black, by the way. It does not come white. This was custom painted. But I think it's a card you'd really enjoy if you picked one up for yourself. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. And that's going to be everything for today's video. Hope you all have a good one. We'll see you in the next one.